Digitech lives, and we should be very, very happy about that. What's going on, friends? I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, and welcome to another episode of Stompbox Saturday, where today we celebrate the fact that Digitech is not dead, it's not going away, and we still have access to all the great things that they have been known for decades, as well as the cool things that they came up with during their renaissance. Specifically today, we're going to take a look at the Whammy Ricochet pedal and the FreqOut Natural Feedback Generator pedal. That's right, it's a two-for episode of Stompbox Saturday today, so strap yourselves in and let's have some good, clean, well, maybe more distorted fun. One quick side note before we move on and get to hearing these pedals: if you love pedals as much as I do, please sign up for my email newsletter at seanpiercejjohnson.com/email list. Links to videos like this and other demos are sent direct to your email inbox as soon as they're ready. Let's get started today by checking out the Whammy Ricochet, because, well, at this point, the Whammy is iconic, legendary, used by countless guitar players since its release to great effect. And this takes everything we love, that pitch shifting, that sonic mayhem and chaos that you get from shifting something down or up to 2 octaves. It's got all of that in an enclosure that's about a third of the size and without the foot treadle, which seems like it might be a knock against it, but trust me when I say this thing does exactly what you want it to do in a very small package. The controls are as follows. The top set of concentric knobs is labeled ballistics. This is basically the rise and fall of the Whammy effect. The inner knob controls the shift upward, and the outer knob is the return speed. And then the bottom rotary selector is labeled pitch, and this gives you 7 different modes of pitch shifting to select from as little as a second to a very cool octave and dry signal mix. Of course, my favorite being the up 2 octaves, because, I mean, if you're not shifting more than 1 octave, do you even whammy, bro? Now, one of the things I've always noticed with people that decide that they want to put a whammy into their arsenal is they immediately want to just go to the funny pitch shifting sounds. But if you know how to play your cards right, there's a lot of cool things you can get up to with the more always on whammy effects, I suppose I can say. For example, if we keep things in the non-momentary mode and we shift things down, if we select that 4th interval, we can take our more standard tuned instrument and turn it into a baritone. I don't particularly remember this mode being on my old Whammy, but I've really come to love the octave and dry mix, both with the low octave and the high octave. Low octave mix just gives you really cool, growly, low octave doubling effects, kind of like my favorite Boss OC2, but with a bit better tracking. And now onto the pedal that I always felt was one of the more unique releases from Digitech's Renaissance before Samsung went and screwed everything up. That is the feedback generator called FreqOut. Now what's cool about this is that this gives you that feeling of your guitar and your speaker forming that feedback loop and giving you that nice musical singing sustaining feedback that just makes playing feel a bit more emotive. And it can do it either as a latching effect or a momentary effect thanks to the momentary toggle switch. You can also choose to kill your dry signals, so you're essentially using your feedback as your pitch. It's kind of a cool thing. The top concentric knobs are the gain for the signal in the center, and the outer control is the onset of the feedback effect. The gain does indeed give you a little bit of an overdrivey kind of sound, as some feedback does tend to sound like it is mostly distorted. So even on a clean tone, your feedback is going to be just a little bit hairy. The selector knob allows you to choose between 7 different types or tones of feedback that you are hearing in addition to your original guitar sound, or none at all if you don't have any dry signal on. You have a sub-octave, a first, a unison harmony, you have a second, third, fifth, a natural low, and a natural high. Anything that you could kind of want so that you can find the feedback sound that you're looking for. One of my favorite things about the pedal is the meter that is on the left of the enclosure. The center light is almost always lit up, and that's sort of giving you an indication of what your original pitch is. And then as the feedback effect onsets, it's represented by an ever-expanding bar of LEDs. So you do kind of get this gradual buildup where maybe you might play one note and let it start to build up just ever so slightly, and then cut it off, play a little passage, and then hold one note out until the meter fills up and you're just singing away. There's a lot of cool uses that you can get up to it, and it's going to take you some time to find it, but here are a couple that I really enjoy. And there you have it, my friends, 2 pedals from Digitech to celebrate its continued existence in the guitar pedal world. I, like many of you, when I found out that Digitech and DoD were possibly on the chopping block at Samsung, was very brokenhearted and actually kind of angry. You know, there are certain corporate conglomerates that I think do pretty well in our corner of the internet, in our corner of the world. But then there are others that just seem like it was all done to kill a brand, or corporate just didn't have any interest at all. Now that Cor-Tek, being a larger corporation in the musical instrument space, has bought up the Digitech and DoD brands, they are bringing it back. It's still in existence, and more players are going to have access to these very, very cool effects pedals. I'm glad the Whammy will continue to exist, and I have really enjoyed checking out the FreqOut the most. It's something that, especially with the whole silent stage and IR revolution going on, there's no feedback on stage when playing live, so you can incorporate this into it and get a little bit of that sort of feeling that you got a nice big stack of speakers behind you. I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one very, very soon. And I haven't been able to decide which I enjoy having the Whammy Ricochet more, being able to have those extreme Tom Morello up 2 octave pitch shifts, or being able to do my best fake West Borland and dive bombing while riffing. Thank you all so much for coming back for another episode of Stompbox Saturday, Season 10. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so, be sure to click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. But like I said earlier on, the best way for us to stay in touch is with my email newsletter. Go to SeanPierceJohnson.com/email, enter your name and email address, and that is it. Links to videos like this are sent direct to you whenever they go up, and you're also permanently entered into future giveaways that I'll be doing here on the channel throughout 2023. Until next time, my friends, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, wishing you all watching great tone, great health, and of course, happy stomping. Cheers, friends. God bless.